Think about the closest you have ever come to dying. Maybe you slipped on wet stairs. Maybe a car swerved and missed you by an inch. You felt your heart race, you took a deep breath, and you walked away. But what if you did not actually survive? What if, in that exact second, you died, and you simply do not know it? What if your mind just slid into a parallel world where you are still alive? Let us look at a simple story. Imagine a young man named John. It is a rainy Tuesday. John is walking home from work, listening to music through his headphones. He steps off the curb to cross a quiet street. Suddenly, a distracted driver runs a red light. The car speeds toward John at 50 miles per hour. At the very last second, John slips on the wet asphalt. The car misses him by a hair. John gets up, shakes off the mud, and walks home. He feels a strange chill, but he is fine. Or is he? According to a mind-bending theory in quantum physics, this is where reality splits. This theory is called the many worlds idea. It says that every time a choice or an event happens, the universe splits into new branches. In one branch, the car misses John, and he goes home. In another branch, the car hits John, and his story ends. But here is the catch. You cannot experience your own death. Your mind requires a living brain to exist. Therefore, your awareness can only ever exist in a branch of the universe where you survived. When the car sped toward John, the universe split. In one world, John's family received a terrible phone call. But John did not experience that world. To John, he simply slipped, got back up, and kept walking. He survived because, from his own point of view, he had to. If this theory is true, it means we are all effectively immortal. It means you have already died dozens of times. Think about the times you got sick as a child. Think about the close calls on the highway. In millions of parallel worlds, you are already gone. But in this specific world, you are still here, watching this video because your mind keeps choosing the path of survival. People who believe this theory point to a strange phenomenon. Have you ever had a close call and afterward, the world felt slightly different? Maybe a scar on your hand seemed to fade. Maybe a building down the street suddenly looked like a different color. Some call this a quantum shift. They believe that when you die in one universe, your mind hitches a ride to the next closest parallel world. You carry the memory of the old world, but you must adapt to the new one. Under this theory, you will never grow old and die in your own eyes. Instead, you will keep sliding into worlds where science invents new cures, or where you miraculously survive every accident. You are the main character of your own endless story. But we must look at the facts. Most scientists do not agree with this theory. First, the math of quantum physics is meant for tiny things. It describes how small particles like atoms and electrons behave. It does not describe large objects like cars, roads, and human brains. Just because a tiny particle can exist in two places at once does not mean a human being can survive a car crash. Second, our minds are biological. Your thoughts, your memories, and your feelings are made of electrical signals in your brain. When your heart stops pumping blood, your brain cells die. There is no scientific proof that your mind can jump across space and time into a new body in a parallel world. Finally, there is the problem of old age. If we are immortal, what happens when we turn 100 years old? Or 200? Does our mind just keep surviving in a body that is falling apart? That sounds more like a nightmare than a superpower. Eventually, biology wins, and the physical body must stop working. But even with these facts, the doubt remains. We still do not fully understand what consciousness actually is. Scientists cannot find where your thoughts are kept. We do not know what happens to our awareness when we sleep, let alone when we die. If parallel worlds do exist, then every close call you have ever had is a miracle. It means you are walking a tightrope across infinite worlds, always landing on the single thread where you stay alive. If our minds are truly bound to always find a way to survive, it makes you wonder about the very nature of our universe. Is this all just a physical accident? Or is there a deeper design behind our endless survival? For more videos like this, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Operation Checkmate, and write down your thoughts in the comments section. Checkmate out.